So I'd like to introduce you all to, I'm just going to go on to speak of you, and I'd like to introduce you all to Samantha Roberts. So Sam, if you could just sort of tell us who you are, where you live, and why you joined the business. Would you do that, please?
I'm Sam Roberts. I'm 24 from Grimsby. And I'm on maternity leave actually. I have a beautiful 4-month-old boy. And me and my partner were speaking about what we was going to do in terms of me going back to work. He can just about afford to pay the bills at the minute, but we have literally nothing left. And the thought of going back to work in a factory, which is what I did before I went on maternity, is not obviously not very appealing. We'll be spending money on someone to look after Oscar while I go to work part-time, and the money that I earn part-time will be going then to pay for the childcare. So I was really looking for an opportunity to it's hard enough finding a job anyway, let alone something that's going to work around family. So for me, that was something I've been thinking about for quite a while. So I came across Margaret's ad, and I just kind of thought, why not?
Fantastic. So you were working in a factory, you went on maternity leave, you decided to give this a go. Can I just ask you, what kind of ad did you respond to? Where did you see the advert?
I think it was on an external group. I can't really remember now. I'm sure it was on an external group, but I was actually part of Margaret's online shop anyway. So I'd seen her quite a few times and seen quite a few of her posts. And I knew kind of the products that she was selling. But you see like your Avon posts and your all the recruitment ads for different things, and it just never really appealed to me. You got your makeup, your makeup, your slimming world, your stuff like that. It's all directed to such a small group of people that it just seemed like a big challenge. So when I saw Margaret's ads, I saw like all the different products. I saw like the potential. I just thought, why not? Let's just see. I've got nothing to lose really. Just see how it goes, and I'm quite happy at the minute.
Brilliant. So instead of it being a niche market where it's just cosmetics for women or things like that, we tend to deal with the entire young and old, male and female. Everybody uses our stuff, so our product sells itself. It promotes itself. We promote it, but it sells itself, doesn't it? So, okay, just tell me a bit about what you've achieved so far. How long have you been in? How long have you been with us?
I think I've been now 6 weeks, maybe a little over 6 weeks. I think the first week, I'd say first few days to a week, I spent a lot of time just going through the training videos, taking a lot of notes, making sure that I knew exactly what I was doing to get off to the best start. And since then, I've put an order in every week, which I'm proud of. I'm getting catalogues out. I've got a really good plan. I think anybody with a child knows that things don't always go to plan, but I've got that there to look back on. I can alter it. I can change it. I can find ways to make it work. So I'm just trying to go with that at the minute.
So really, your plan is your intentions. This is what I intend to do each week.
Yeah.
Things crop up, and you've got that flexibility. And has anybody told you off yet for not following your plan?
No, that's a good thing about it, isn't it? You don't get a slap on the wrist or a disciplinary for not doing what you're supposed to do. So.
Oh, brilliant! So
only me. I give myself a slap when I don't follow it.
So who told you to do a plan, or was that something you just did yourself?
I actually saw it on your training on the Beaving website. With me, he is only 4 months. My boy's only 4 months old, so it's really important that I know exactly what I'm doing. I need to make sure I'm back in time for his feeds. So it was really important for me to have something there set on paper, so I can say, okay, this is what I need to be doing now. This is what I need to be doing now. And it's working quite well at the minute. So
brilliant. Thing is, what people don't realise is when you start working for yourself, it gives you freedom. But if you take too much freedom, nothing gets done. And when you're working for a boss or an employer, they have a plan for you, whether you realise it or not. They have a plan for your time, what time you take your breaks, what time you have your lunch, what's expected of you within a certain time scale. If you're working in a factory, there's so much work you've got to get done in each day or whatever. And then when people start working for themselves, they think, I can just do what I want when I want. But what people listening to this need to understand is that if you actually create yourself a plan and work the hours that you set for yourself to work and play the hours you set yourself to play, you'll find you get a lot more done, and that the playtime is far more relaxed because you're not thinking, I need to do this and I need to do that and I need to do other. You find you've got a lot more structure and time to yourself. So what have you achieved so far? What when you say you put an order on, roughly how much are you putting through each week in sales?
The past few weeks, I'd say between 100 and 150. I'd say 150 average.
Good, brilliant. And you decided that you wanted to do the catalogues. What made you decide you wanted to do that as well?
Again, I was looking through the training videos, and this has to work for me. This is like the everything. So I heard people were getting really good results from the catalogues, and I thought if I'm going to do it, I might as well go in there and do it properly and put my all into it, and yeah, build up a good customer base. So then when they're like 6 months to a year's time, I'm going to do half the work, and like you said, still getting the
Twice,
same
three
money and
times
double
the
the
money.
money. Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. What I'm loving is your attitude, because you're not just, yeah, okay, some people are watching this and thinking, well, I only want to make a bit of money. That's fine. But if you treat it properly and you treat it like a part-time job, it will pay you properly. It will give you a good, solid income. You're coming with us on Sunday. We're
Yeah.
going to we're going to Gavin Scott's training in Newcastle on Sunday. You've been to the Beving workshop. Do you want to say anything about your personal experience regards the trainings, the workshops, or anything like that? How have you found them?
If you can go, try your best to go, because even if you don't feel like you've brought any new information from it, you get a lot of motivation. You'll go home and you're thinking, okay, right, what can I do now? How can I improve? What's my next step? So if you can go, you really need to go. You get to speak with loads of people about how they're running their business, take back ideas. Yeah, so it's definitely worth it.
I think, yeah, I mean, one thing that stood out about talking to you now is that you've actually been onto the website and looked at the training. So you've actually taught yourself, you want to learn, and you've gone and
Yeah.
found the information. The information's there. You've not waited for somebody to tell you what to do and everything else, which is fine, but you need to get on there and get the training, which you've done. But then by going to the meetings and actually interacting with people, social media is fantastic, but it's so antisocial. Do you know what I mean? You don't. It's great for chatting to people, but you don't build those relationships, those bonds. You don't get to ask the question that pops in your head when it pops in your head by just being online. You need to get in a room with like-minded people and talk to them, just like Sam's just said, because that buzz, that energy, you can't get that buzz and excitement and energy from a computer. It just doesn't happen. And that investment in yourself, by just applying what you learn and the excitement that you take from that room, you'll make a damn sight more money. I mean, would you work as hard if you hadn't met those people?
Not at all. I think Margaret has been amazing as well. She's not in your face. She's there. She lets you know she's there to support you. She gives you a lot of information, a lot of help. Yeah, but no, I get my motivation from you guys. So every time I'm feeling like, oh my God, it's a bit too much, I don't think I can do this, I can just watch a video or go on chat and I think, oh, I'm doing it. I'm already doing it. So let's push myself. Yeah.
You're doing brilliant. You're doing really, really good. And I believe you could be a star of the future, Sam. And I'm not just saying that to blow smoke up your backside. I really think you could.
I don't, you make me blush.
No, seriously, you're doing really well. A bit of organisation, a bit of passion, and a bit of a good attitude is all it takes to build this business. And I think you're doing great. So where do you see yourself in the future? What do you want to get from it?
Short term wise, say 6 months goal is to have a strong, solid customer base, to be getting my 10% every month. to sponsor. I have a couple of sponsors, and then long term, hopefully, get my partner out of work.
Brilliant, brilliant. What's he do?
He's a supervisor at the minute at the same factory I worked at. So
Fantastic, fantastic. No, excellent. Well done, well done. Thank you, and thank you for this, because you'd no idea what I was going to ask you, or anything like that. So, just being honest, I just wanted an honest, genuine, kind of interview. Anybody listening, Sam, is it okay if I let them ask you some questions if they want to ask you any questions?
yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody want to ask Sam any questions? Anyone that's just started or been in a while or anything? Okay, so Annabelle's just asked, how do you work around your baby as my son is one and struggle? So I think that's means she struggles.
I'm not going to lie, it can be very difficult. Like, anybody with a child will know that it's nothing will always go to plan. But that's why the plan's there, so I can go back to it. If there's something that I can't fit in at a specific time, I can say, right, I can do that bit now that I do have the time. I am quite lucky at the minute because he's 4 months. He does have quite a lot of naps. He's still sleeping quite a lot, so I do get quite a little bit of time to get things done. When he's one, I'm not quite sure, but hopefully by then I'll have a decent enough customer base that I won't be having to do as many hours. But just get a plan down. Get a plan down and try your best to work to it. And if it doesn't work, alter the plan, change it, and just do your best. Do your best.
Brilliant, brilliant. Regards to planning, for the benefit of other people, is what I used to do is write a plan of what I intended to do. So I had like my intentions on paper, and quite often I'd carry a blank plan around with me and write down what I actually did. And then I could compare the two and see where I wasn't being able to stick to plan, where things were going wrong and stuff like that. So by actually having an intentions plan and a blank plan and writing down what actually happened that day, when I did have my dinner and when I did actually put my catalogues out or when I did post on Facebook and stuff like that, I found I could compare the two and see where I was wasting time or where I wasn't being quite efficient. So that might help somebody. Well, thank you for that. That's really, really appreciated, Sam. Really appreciate it. Thanks very
It's
much.
all right.
No, I really do. And I will now go back to gallery view and open it up to everyone else.